hello everyone that's joined the chat. Just give me 2 seconds. I just need to fix something up on my other screen before I can focus back over here. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, awesome, sweet. Hello everyone that's still joined the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome Ryan, welcome Game Boy, welcome Supernova, welcome everyone. Hopefully this is a decent time for everyone to stream. I know it'd be late if you're in like Europe and England and all of them, but hopefully if you're in America, it's a good time. If you're in America, let me know if this is a good time for me to stream, or should it be a bit later? Let me know in the chat. Sorry if I'm eating as well. I'm having my morning snack, if you want to call it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 7:30 p.m. for me, very good time. So I'm guessing it's 7:30 in like New York and those joints, and then it's about 5ish, 4:30 in California and all them. Okay, yeah. So it's a good time roughly, yeah. Okay, sweet, awesome. I just wanted to get like my bearings, if you want to call it, on whatever you want to call it. I was just making sure it went yellow on my YouTube stream for a bit there, but it's all good on this end, so okay, it should be fine. Welcome everyone that's still joining. Yusuf's in Egypt, and it's 1:30. Okay, it's a bit late, Yusuf. You might want to maybe stick around for the stream and then head off to bed. Won't try and get you off my stream right now. Thank you everyone that's still coming in. Yeah, I did stream on Twitch earlier, but that was just like just to keep Twitch nice and active. But I thought, I was going to go shopping, but I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered today. I feel too sick, so I'll go tomorrow. I thought, you know what, I'll come over and I'll stream on YouTube for a bit. So we'll just stream the usual amount. I know, between an hour, just over an hour or something. We'll see we'll go with the flow. I won't specify an exact time because, as I said, we'll just go with the flow. So obviously, general stream rules. I know I have a couple of mods in here already, but just be nice and civil in the chat. Don't try and start World War III in there. Just be nice and civil. Let's have a chat about everything. If you want to support the stream and support myself as a content creator, you can super chat, which is by clicking the little like a Lego dollar emblem thing in around the chat area, or you can donate through Streamlabs, which is at the top of the description. The stream description says streamlabs.com/Pagey. You can donate there as well. And if you donate, you get your question 100% answered, or your comment 100% read out, whatever you say in the donation thing, I guess. So yeah, I see an apartment 4 in there. Hello from Belgium. Hello, Geo His Sai. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Welcome here from Belgium. How am I doing? Doing okay. As I said, if you're on my Twitch stream earlier, I'm a bit sick, but I'm well enough to obviously jump up on stream and talk for a bit. So hello everyone that's still joined the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll jump into like the main point of the stream in a second. Obviously, I just want to let people flow through. Obviously, I'm not going to start straight away, because then like 5 minutes later, people go, "What was the drama?" and I have to repeat everything. So I'll wait a couple of minutes before we jump into all that. But it's an interesting thing because I do want to get your guys' opinions on it, because it's been something that's been going for a while, apparently it's been going for a while. But we'll jump into that in a couple of minutes, as I said, when we jump into that topic. But how's everyone going? I'll just give like a general question in the chat. What's the show you're looking forward to the most that's coming out, obviously, when the shows come out, and why? So it's The Flash because of the Flash ring. It's Arrow because of Felicity. I don't know, something like that. What would just leave your opinions or your answers, want to say, in the stream chat. Godspeed banned or not? Godspeed is, I don't know, I'm not sure if we're going to be we're banning Godspeed in the Twitch thing. I'm not too sure if we're going to be banning it in here. I don't know. We'll have a think about it. We'll test the waters and we'll see what happens. Black Lightning because Black Lightning coming from Klondike Bar. That's fair enough. Legends and Arrow. Arrow looks interesting. Arrow is my hype. Am I going to SawCon? I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Fortnite Fantasy, I'm sorry. Flash was Grodd and King Sharkio. Yeah, that's a good answer. I'm looking forward to see what they do with those characters. Killer Frost backstory, yeah. Is Grodd dead? Grodd's like reverse Flash. Who knows what's going on with him, to be completely honest. Arrow, very intrigued to see how Oliver would come out of prison, yeah. Congrats on the 200k again. Thank you very much, Beena Schnitzel. Thank you very much for that. Sorcon D's nuts. Wow. Sick one. Fortnite Fantasy. You got me there. Hashtag Pagey got ripped. RIP Pagey in the chat. RIP Pag. One of the two. Flash, because Flash family finally. Yeah, true. That's finally happening, I guess. Flash because of the new suit in the Flash ring. Yeah, Grodd's in the 90. Yeah, I don't know. Grodd's just elsewhere. Who knows what's going on there. Welcome, Winter Frost. Hey, I missed it because my computer didn't want to load YouTube. How come you're streaming over here now? I just thought I'd stream over here for a bit, Austin. Because I was going to go do my shopping, my weekly shop, but I couldn't be bothered. I'm just sick. I couldn't be bothered going around there and be like, oh, and looking like a zombie in the shopping center. So I thought I'll just do it tomorrow. So I thought, I'll come on stream for a bit. Fill up my morning a bit. Flash, because it's the only one I'm caught up with. That makes sense, I guess. Weather Girl. Miss as a dad with becoming favorite series as of now. As of now, it's probably Flash, but I think if Arrow beats, has a better season than Flash this season. I think Arrow is my all-time favorite against the DCTV. Overall, my favorite series to watch is American Horror Story. It's just like a show. It's like I won't say it's guilty pleasure because it's actually a good show, but yeah. What time is it in Australia right now? It is currently like 9:30, like 25 to 10. What are you shopping for? Oh, it's literally just food shopping. I usually go food shopping every like Monday or Tuesday. So I was meant to go today, but I can't be bothered. Is Leonard Start good or bad? I guess you say he's good now. So much Apartment 4, it's like half the chat. Well, Apartment 4, so look, let me know in the chat. Also, thank you, Nana. We'll get to your super chat in a second. Let me know in the chat. In the next couple of days, do you want an Apartment 4 dedicated stream? So it's going to be, I'd say 4 hours, because Apartment 4 hours, but we might cut it down to 3 hours of just Apartment 4 chat. So an Apartment 4 theory-filled, chat-filled breakdown stream. Let me know in the chat. Are we doing an Apartment 4 stream on... Look, it's the 6th of August currently where I am, so we've missed out on doing it on the 4th of August. But you know what? Let's do it on the 8th, because 2 times 4 is 8. So yeah. So Apartment 4 stream, a 10-hour long video. Should we do a 10-hour long video of just Apartment 4 theories? Look, okay, so we'll do it in the next couple of days. What's it today? Today's Monday for me. Monday? Am I losing my mind? Monday. So we might do it on Wednesday. So that's not tomorrow, but the next day for everyone. So yeah, we might do an Apartment 4 stream. If anyone wants to make any special artwork for the Apartment 4 stream, feel free to send it to me on Twitter. But yeah, we'll do an Apartment 4 stream in the next couple of days. But thank you everyone for supporting that. But thank you very much, Nano, with the £5 through Super Chat. Hi, I'm Zach, big fan, bro. Do you think they will add armor pieces to their costumes like the Flash from Injustice 2? Well, we do know that they're getting a new suit, so it's obviously a massive possibility that we could be getting something along those lines. I think for the sake of it not breaking, because, adding like things that are a bit external opens it up to getting damaged, especially when they're doing stunts and stuff. I don't think they do like massive armor pieces, but we could see something where, maybe it looks like it's more armored, if that makes sense. Maybe Barry might borrow some Kevlar from good old Star City with Green Arrow and all of them. But I don't know if we'd get really an Injustice 2 look, like, similar to what we see with the DCEU movies with the Flash there. But I am very much looking forward to seeing what they do with the suit, and I'm sure you are as well, Nano. But thank you very much, Zach, for that. Hopefully I've answered that to the best of my ability. Yo, Pagey, feel better. Can't wait for this season of DCTV. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Emmanuel? I'm not too sure. It's pronounced differently with some people, obviously. Thank you very much for that. Hopefully I get better in the next couple of days. It's nothing too major. It's just like sore throat and like blocked nose and stuff like that. But now, boom, we'll get into the main topic of this with the whole Flash cast drama. So we'll talk about this for however long. And then we'll jump into some other stuff as well. Okay. You saw Melissa Benoist on Broadway. She was phenomenal. That's awesome. I've always wanted. I've been to like some stuff in Australia with regards to like theatre stuff, but I've never been to Broadway. Um, so let's get into it. So obviously you can tell by the thumbnail. It's obviously apparently no. This is a massive disclaimer before anyone loses their mind. This is apparent stuff, but apparently, and I've heard it constantly comes through the grapevine. And this started. Oh yeah, if no one noticed, I've got the Batman mug. Someone, Bena Schnitzel, pointed it out in the chat. Yeah, I got the Batman. I actually got this from when I was in LA. I was at the Warner Brothers studio tour thing, and I went to the gift shop and bought some stuff for like family and friends. And this was like, if you bought stuff, you bought this for like $1. So like, Batman mug for $1. Why wouldn't I buy it? That's a bit of it, and it's an awesome mug. Awesome mug holds a lot. So yeah. Anyway, that's the segue. So yeah, this has been going on for. If anyone wants to clarify in the chat and you know exactly when this started, feel free to like point it out in the chat. But from what I know, it started around. It's been within the past year. Now, obviously, it could have gone longer. There might have been examples of it longer than that. But from the first time I noticed it was roughly about maybe like 10 to 12 months ago. So this drama obviously is apparently between Candice Patton and Danielle Panabaker, who obviously Candice Patton plays Iris West on the show, and Danielle Panabaker plays Caitlin Snow, aka Killer Frost. Yes, Batman mug for $1, or if I'd buy 20. Of course you would, and then sell them for $2 and double your profit. So essentially, the origin of this apparently, once again, I'm going to be saying apparently a lot because it is apparently. Nothing is confirmed apart from one thing. There's one thing that we know that happened. Actually, two. There's actually two things that we know that happened. We'll get into those in like the story of it. So the first thing was that the news was that Candice Patton was not happy with the time on screen that Danielle Panabaker got. And that's basically where the origin of this is. Now, that's all I really know about that part of it. If anyone knows more about that, feel free to let me know in the chat. I'm interested to see what everyone has to say. But when we fast forward to... Sorry, I just got distracted by the chat. I just want to make sure... And also, I want to gather in my head what I'm talking about. Okay. So then we fast forward to, I think it was it Comic-Con? It was Comic-Con or something. It was like another panel that they did like around like, okay, yeah. There was another thing like maybe like 8 months ago where there's a photo, you might be able to find it. I'm not going to put photos up here, but there's a photo where it looks like there's something, like everyone's smiling and interacting. It seems like Candice and Danielle were avoiding each other. I don't think that's anything to really take notice of, but people have wanted me to cover this whole this drama thing or give my opinion on it. I don't really think there's too much here, but I'm just going to go over the evidence or the things that like people have been pointing out and just get everyone's thoughts on it, because and I'll get some references to other things as well. Actually, where's my phone? Because I had another thing I wanted to point out. Where's my notes? Because this would make me go, there we go. Okay. Okay, so the other thing was the unfollowing. Now, everyone's already mentioned that in the chat. So yeah, everyone's already mentioned the chat. So this was like, does anyone want to specify the time when it was? Because it was a while ago. It was when the other season was on. Season 4 was still on. So I just saw it, yeah. Oh, I thought someone gave a specific time. Yeah, so Candice unfollowed Danielle on Instagram, and also she didn't go to like an event of Danielle's that a lot of other people went to, and it seemed really weird. Like a lot of other Arrowverse people went, but Candice was like one of the few that didn't go. I'm not too sure what it was. I don't think, was it her wedding? Does anyone know if it was her wedding or was it something else? It was Danielle's wedding. Okay, it was her wedding. Okay, I thought it wasn't her wedding, but okay, it was her wedding apparently. So Yeah, wedding. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I was just making sure. I was trying to think, was it a wedding or was it something else? But if it was something major and people were pointing it out, then it must have been the wedding. So a lot of people went to this wedding, and she didn't. And then the most recent one, which is basically, I think this is what people are bringing it up again because I hadn't heard a lot of chatter about it for a while, but people brought it back up maybe around Comic-Con because this is the point where it happened. So essentially, there's a moment you can even go watch it on the panel. I watched it. I've seen the clip. I haven't seen the context of it with everyone else coming out and getting announced from it. But essentially, everyone knows that Danielle Panabaker was given the directing role. The directing role for this. What was I going to say? Yeah, she's given the Danielle Panabaker is going to be directing an episode. And there's a clip where everyone's clapping, and the only one not clapping is Candice Patton, and she just seems disinterested. Now, what do you mean? Well, okay, whatever. Someone just wrote a stupid thing in the chat. Just let me. Have I got this right? Okay, I've got something to read here. This is something that I prepared for this stream right here, which is exactly basically what I wanted to say. This is a sum up, but so essentially that's the thing that's sort of what's the put fuel to the fire, if you want to call it, this whole that's a meme. Okay, don't worry, Joey Osaka wrote something silly in the chat. Okay, so essentially that's the thing that's fueled the fire, where everyone was clapping, everyone was going, yay Danielle, we got the directing and stuff like that, and she's just sitting there disinterested saying, I don't give a shit and stuff like that. And there's the unfollow on Insta, which is the thing that I think a lot of people know about. Danielle locked Candice out of apartment 4. That would be interesting. On a side note, has the episode been announced yet on what she's directing? I don't think so. I don't know who. But the thing that comes down to this is that a lot of people brought this up about how Danielle and Candice don't interact. But when it comes down to it, do any of the Flash cast members interact? I think Arrow puts everything on a pedestal, because if everyone is aware of the stuff with Arrow, their cast is incredibly close. Basically all of them either go to each other's birthday parties or hang out outside of Arrow. So Stephen Amell will hang out with John Barrowman, will hang out with Emily Bett Rickards, will hang out with all of them, with Colton Haynes and all of them. But then with Flash, the only two people you ever see outside of Flash that are Flash people that hang out are probably, and by the end of the season he might not even be a cast member, is Candice Patton and Keenan Lonsdale. They're the only two that actually interact outside of the show. Someone did point out that Carlos Valdez and Tom Cavanaugh hang out. They might. I think they both live in New York, so that's probably a thing. But in regards to posting on social media and stuff like that, which the youngins would do, the only people that really hang together outside of the Flash filming time that are a part of the Flash cast are Candice and Keenan Lonsdale. They're the only ones. You never see anything else. Danielle Panabaker hangs out a lot with, she's really good friends with Katie Cassidy and stuff. Katie Cassidy had her bridal shower, what would you call it? Hen's night, if you want to call it. And they were all Katie Lotz was there, and I think Danielle Panabaker were there as well. So your audio just got lower. Hello. Hello. Oh, I'm turning the wrong knob. Hello. Okay, hopefully that's better. Tell me if I need to turn it down more or not. Hopefully it's not too bad. Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, Arrow, I think, puts everything on a pedestal where essentially everyone's expected to be really good friends. But you got to realize these people, it's just their job. Candice and Grant wouldn't be hanging out outside of work. Any of them would. Carlos and Grant probably don't hang outside of work because they spend 9 months together filming this show. So you have to be pretty good friends to take that relationship from work where you're together so long to take it out into your personal life where you're hanging out at the shops or going to the beach or getting lunch together. You know what I mean? It's not a common thing. Arrow's just as I said, is just this thing. Katie and Daddy, yeah, as I said, I think all of them, Katie Cassidy, Katie Lotz and Danielle Panabaker, I think, knew each other, like got into like the same thing. I know that Katie Lotz and Candice Patton are close friends as well. I think I don't know where that relationship comes from, to be completely honest, but I know they are close friends as well. But it's obvious that there is something wrong there. But I don't know. But this is the thing I wrote. Okay, so I wrote it down there. You can't see this; the screen's too light. But essentially, this is like the summation or the summary of it all. Essentially, there was rumors about Candice complaining about Danielle's screen time. That's the first thing. That was like a while ago. I said that was a thing like from like 12 months ago. Oh, sorry, Monquai Edwards. Thank you for the $2. Oh, I'll get to that in a second. Thought there might have been something relevant to the conversation. But yeah, that's the thing that started, like, as I said, like 10, 12 months ago, maybe more. I'm not too sure. Essentially about Candice complaining about Danielle's screen time. Not too sure what that was in reference to. I'm guessing, was that the end of season 3 when Killer Frost was getting a lot of screen time, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to think back to it and I can't. Yeah, I don't know when that time was. But then there was rumors about Danielle bringing up concern about her own screen time. So as we know now, I think this was later. So obviously we know, which I guess makes sense because, as we know, Caitlyn sort of got sidelined, if you want to call it. But which could be, this could be seen as like Danielle alluding to another actor maybe getting too much screen time, which could have been Candice. Now there could be back and forth. I don't know when this would necessarily occur. This like this arguing between the two. But I guess you can make a point that Iris maybe gets too much screen time for like the relevance of the character and like the story progression of the character, because Caitlyn is a character where she probably needs some screen time because, her character has a fairly deep story to dive into. At least now she does. Maybe in the past she didn't. But once again, these are just rumors, and as I said, they started around a year ago roughly. But I think this is something that is fueled by shippers. Now, I'm not. If you are a shipper in here, I'm not crucifying you. I think it is maybe like a toxic part of the shipper thing, of the shipper fandom that starts like Danielle fans attacking Iris fans, and then or whichever one started it. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is, and it just fuels it. It's very similar to I think someone brought it up before. It's the Katie Cassidy, Emily Bett Rickards thing, where those two groups of fans that really love either the character they portray or the actress themselves were trying to start fuel that like these two actresses hated each other, and in reality, those two actresses were actually very good friends outside of work. As I said, Arrow's got a more closer bond, that show, with regards to its cast members and within the show and outside of the show as well. So I think that's what it is. I think that's personally what it is. If anyone wants to disagree with that, feel free to let me know in the chat. Like, do you think this is actually real? I think some of it is real. Like, obviously there is evidence, such as like that video where Candice Patton just doesn't clap and just sort of ignores the announcement, and then also the unfollowing on Instagram as well. Like that's obvious. But you can't say like all the, what do you call it? They're not hanging outside the Flash as evidence, because no one outside the Flash hangs out with each other apart from, as I said, Caitlin Lonsdale and Candice Patton, and even of recent that hasn't been a thing. Like that was like a year ago, maybe, that you could see that they were hanging out a lot. What's this, Austin? You've raised my Batman mug a Harley Quinn mug, eh? Interesting. I'll just go, so, Monquai, do you think Slade could be under that hood? I highly doubt it's Slade. I don't think Slade has those moves. Nano with the £5, thank you very much for that, Nano. Did you hear about Caitlyn's father, Thomas Snow, returned to Season 5 with a secret, and what do you think it could be? Congrats on 201k subs. Thank you very much for that, Nano. Yeah, I hear about it. I did a video on it a couple of days ago, maybe a few days ago. I think the secret has to do with his role in Caitlyn becoming Killer Frost, and maybe something to do with Cicada, the villain, as well. And then Richard Poole with the $1 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Richard. Well, as I said, Kay just said, sorry, but Candice seems to be petty and mean. From what I've heard from people that are around the set, and this has come from a couple of different sources, she's not the biggest fan of interacting with fans on set. Now, that's not an uncommon thing. Like many of the actresses on the show do that as well. They just decide to go not interact. and avoid fans as well. Grant like does go when he can, but I think because you know a lot of the time some of the stuff going on with him is a bit secretive. They can't have him interacting with fans all the time just in case he lets something go. But like other actresses that have avoided, like I like Katie Cassidy, but she's avoided stuff as well. I think Emily Ricard's has done it in the past as well. And who's the other one? Melissa Benoist has done it in the past as well. So in regards to them on set avoiding people, you can argue that's evidence, but at the same time it isn't. I've heard from people there that she is a bit standoffish, but you know that's literally people. It's like he said, she said. No, I don't like to believe that side of that type of stuff. Like I can reciprocate and say it here, but personally, I don't like to, you know, use that as like the basis of what I think of someone. You know what I mean? Ruchi just came in with what is the drama? Essentially, it's just that like issues on set. I think it's when it comes down to it, it might just be, you know, wanting screen time or something, because obviously they are actors. They need screen time as a part of their resume, essentially. So that's what it could come down to, because it is an important thing to remember. Like in season one especially, Iris was still the lead female, but Caitlin was on screen like twice as much. So that's an important thing to remember. So that might be something that still lingered or something. And also, Danielle is more popular on social media, which might be something as well. I'm not too sure if that factors into it, because it can be an ego thing a lot of the time. Personally, this is an offense to Candice Patton, because a lot of people have this, but I think she has an ego, like a pretty big ego. But like I think Stephen Amell has a big ego as well. But sometimes that, you know, is just a part of someone. You know, they're very egotistical. But I think because Candice Patton has a big ego, if someone might come across as more popular, it does harm her, and she'll just be like shady towards her. But as I said, a lot of actors are like that. Like, because when you're an actor, you're famous, so it just automatically can increase your ego and just make you very egotistical. Sorry about chewing as well. I'm just hungry. Yeah, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it shouldn't really be much of a business, but I've just been, every single time I stream, someone brings it up, so I thought I would do a stream. From now on, I'm not going to mention it. From now on, I'm not even going to mention it, but every single time I stream, someone brings up either Candice unfollowing Danielle on Twitter or on Instagram, might I say, or some other drama surrounding it. So I'd rather just... Candice is not egotistical. She is egotistical. She has a big ego. But as I said, that's not an offense. A lot of people have big ego. Sometimes just getting big and becoming famous or something just automatically gives you an ego. You know? It's not really an offensive thing to say. As I said, I like Stephen Amell, but he has a big ego, you can tell. Honestly, Space Pigs, when you said, what is up, Page Nation Army Post Killer Pagey, let's get right into the news. I thought you said, let's get right into the chews, because I was chewing these biscuit things here. And yeah, and I'm not targeting Candice Patton. She has a big ego, but so do a lot of other people. You know who's a big ego? The Rock. He's got the biggest ego of all time, but I like The Rock. I love The Rock. Everyone loves The Rock. But he's got a massive ego. Is that... Yeah, I saw that. He gave... I wasn't sure the context of it, because Dr. Savage just wrote about Stephen Amell giving the arrow to the girl. I didn't know she was fighting cancer. I saw the clip where he gives her the bow, though, which I thought was pretty cool. Panna Baker. Zeki. Well, a lot of the time when it comes down to actors having disagreements on set, it can come down to the fact that I think when characters are angry about their material, it comes down to the writers and the showrunners, the fact that these actors were maybe promised something and weren't given that. What's my opinion on Supergirl Season 4? Haven't really seen much of it, to be completely honest. Firestar, we are going to be doing an Apartment 4 dedicated stream in about 2 days' time. So if you are new to the stream since we brought this up, in not tomorrow, but the next day, around this time, we'll be doing an Apartment 4 dedicated loyalty charity, or not charity, I won't put down there before I get banned, but dedicated stream to Apartment 4. So keep your eyes out for that. We're going to be talking Apartment 4, that whole stream. So get ready for that one. Do you have any plans on having your own merch personally? That would be awesome. Some people brought this up on my Twitch as well. I'm thinking about doing merch when the seasons come back, but I do need to find like an artist, like a cartoon sort of artist that does it like digitally. Because my idea is to do like funny quotes from the shows. So Arrow, Flash, Legends. I'm gonna do I really want to make a Bebo shirt with like some cool design there. But yeah, like it's cool. Like this house is bitchin'. We are the Flash. All like funny stuff like that. On shirts and like just like a artwork, and you can put it on shirts or like a phone case or something like that. That's my plan, but I still got to work on it and get it all figured out. I don't want to rush into it and produce something crappy. I want to make it half decent quality. Why don't you ask Lord Messer? He's too big. I'd have to get someone else that would have the time and be able to have a chat about it and stuff like that. Superbase won with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Superbase. Who wins in a fight? Slade or Ra's al Ghul? Also, I missed the beginning. Was there a fight on set? No, it's just like, I think it's just petty drama when it comes down to it. Superbase between Candace and Danielle. Who wins? I'd say Ra's. Sorry for I think it's Ra's just. Bebo pick saying this house is bitchin'. Maybe we could do some crossover artwork. Maybe Bebo coming in saying we are the Flash or we are Bebo. Getting some ideas. Some ideas are absolutely rolling off here. From Amy, Pagey, how do you think the new Harrison Wells will play into the Flash season 5? I've heard that he's like Sherlock Wells or something like that. Not too sure. It's something like that. I don't really know too much about him. I'm going to be doing a video on the Harrison Wells character in the next couple of days. But I don't really know necessarily what exactly they're going with. I haven't looked into it too much. Vivian, I wonder how the writers can develop the character of Iris. They've just got to put her outside of a situation where she feels like she doesn't belong there. And that is Team Flash, where you have all these scientists and stuff talking about scientific terminology. And Iris goes, I know exactly what that means. And I'm like, do you? Because if you're there, like, fair enough, like, other just advanced terminology, fair enough. And when it comes to, like, talking about, like, specific scientific terminology, I don't believe for a second that Iris understands, like, at least 90% of it. So, or like, even, like, 10% of it, might I say. So, if she's in Star Labs part of the time, I'm fine with that. She shouldn't be leader, though, because you can't be leader and then incorporate that journalism side. There's no way they're going to make that work. So they've got to try and figure that out. Connor, please briefly explain Apartment 4 where it came from. I'm not going to do that this stream. We'll be doing a dedicated Apartment 4 stream in the next couple of days. So keep your eyes out for that. So, yeah. It's going to be going, I don't know how long it's going to go for. We're going to have to dedicate a lot of time because there's a lot of stuff to jump into in regards to Apartment 4. But yeah. The only real Harrison Wells I really like is the one from Earth 1. Yeah, the earbud Harrison Wells. I think I liked Harry as well. HR was decent as well. It was just like the same stuff over and over and over again though. So I'm interested to see what they do with this one. KSI or Logan? It's obvious that Logan Paul's going to win. Like, I don't know why people even think KSI is going to win. Sue with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Sue. Do you like your new place? Does Cal? Yes, I'm enjoying it pretty much, very much. It doesn't get too warm. Like the past couple of days in Australia have been really hot for this time of the year, but you don't really feel in this house. And Cal's just down there. For those that didn't know, if you follow him on Twitter and Instagram, you would know he got desexed the other day, or like on Tuesday last. So it's almost been a week. So he's got the cone of shame on his head. So yeah, he's not enjoying that much, but he's having a bit of a lie down at the moment. But thank you very much for that, Sue. Much appreciated. Pagey, do you think that tomorrow the Television Critics Association of the CW it'll be announced which actress will be Batwoman? Maybe, or they might give some new artwork for the crossover. I think that's something else that could happen. What's going on my phone? Okay, sweet. That could be something that happens there. Do you think the cast for Supergirl is getting too big? They announced a lot of people, but then again, so does Arrow. But yeah, I don't know. I have to wait and see how Supergirl handles it, because I think Supergirl had to reduce some people, and I thought that was good when we saw like Mon-El and Wingo, but now they're just bringing more people in, so we'll see how they handle it. Poor Cal, but he's dealing with it okay. He's used to the bucket now. He'll come off in the next. I think it comes off in, I think 2 or 3 days. Legends cast is massive, yeah, but that's like the core people, so they're in every single episode. Or like they're like the focus. They're a team show. But with Supergirl, like the show's about Supergirl, but then you have all these other characters there. So that's the issue there. Who is the transgender character on Supergirl? I think it's like Nia Null. I think that's the character's name. I can't remember what character she's playing for the comics, though. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. What are your expectations for this year's DCTV crossover? Like smaller, but as epic, if that makes sense. So excited to see what they do there. Was I clickbaited? No, you were just late. Demolition Turtle. Do you think this will be Supergirl's last season? Maybe. I don't know. Melissa Benoist, I don't think, wants to do the show. There's actually a video of her. She just finished her Broadway show like last night, the night before. And there's a video, what do you call it? Of her cast members asking her not to go. And she says that she doesn't want to go, which I think is true. I think she'd rather be there doing Broadway and stuff like that, rather than be doing Supergirl. Why is Supergirl gone from Netflix? I have no idea. Not too sure. I wouldn't be able to answer that for you, to be completely honest. Yeah, Lara, the Dreamer. Is that the transgender superhero? The Dreamer? I couldn't remember what it was. I thought it started with P. I thought it was going to be like the Prowler or something. I couldn't remember what it was going to be called. Sorry if my voice sounds weird as well. Opinion on the fuck Batman line. Sorry for the cuss, but that's okay. Fuckity fuck. We'll just say that right now. Get it out there. I think it makes sense because the whole thing is that like Robin was like misused by Batman, turned into a weapon. So of course he'd be like, fuck Batman. Pagey, you see some solution for the drama between Candice Patton and Danielle Panabaker? Well, as I said, it's all he said, she said. Like, there is some stuff that supports it, that it exists. But as I said, it's all he said, she said stuff. So, they don't have to be friends. It's work. Like, you're friends with everyone you work with. So, I don't think it's that much of an issue. I think it's more of an issue if it's affecting the other people on the show. And if, like, the other people on the show are aware of it. And stuff like that. Bebo, the God of Legends, yeah. Is Black Lightning in a different universe? Yeah, it's sort of hard to tell, to be completely honest. It's all over the joint, that show, in regards to where it is. What's the drama? We already talked about it, Mr. Daz. It's just essentially some apparent drama between, I was going to say Katie Cassidy, because your emblem's Katie Cassidy, between Danielle Panabaker and Candice Patton. who obviously play Caitlin and Iris on The Flash. Night Pagey is 1 a.m. for me. That's okay, Tom. Good night. Have a nice sleep, I guess. We're only going to be streaming. Oh, God, we've been streaming for 40 minutes. Like, Jesus Christ. We've been streaming for a while. When do you think we're going to get another Speedster main villain? This season, it would have been stupid to have one. It would have been a waste of having it. So, maybe next season. But this season, don't even count it. I think it'd be silly to have it there. Tube Titan with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that. What are your thoughts on Black Lightning Season 2? I'm excited for it, obviously, but we didn't really get too much info on it, really, at Comic-Con or any like footage from it, which is a bit disappointing, which should mean we get another trailer for it fairly soon. But I'm excited to see it. I like the ending of Black Lightning Season 1. I thought it was a solid start for the show. So, yeah. Sue just pointed out, don't spam emojis. It's just a bit annoying if you spam emojis and stuff in the chat, if you know what I mean. Well, we've got a roll on of super chats. Thank you very much, guys, for the support. Very generous. Trent D. Hyatt with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Will Arrow go past season 7? How do you feel on politics and DCTV? God bless from the USA. Thank you very much for that, Trent D. I think Arrow will go past season 7 based on the fact that they didn't announce at Comic-Con that it's its last season. I think if it was getting into its last season, this was the last season of Arrow. They've been at Comic-Con for so many years. You think they would give a farewell to Comic-Con? So the fact that they didn't do that just makes me think, okay, well, they're going to go past this. In regards to politics on DCTV, in some cases, it's okay to deal with it. But in some cases, I'm like, it feels really forced. So an example was like, they announced on Arrow that they're going to do a Black Lives Matters episode, which was going to revolve around Curtis, and no one was for it. Everyone just thought they're going to stuff this up because the Arrow writers' room, there's not one black person in there. I think now there is, this season there is, but last season there wasn't. I think it was basically a lot of, I think all of them were white people. I think all of them were white. For the most part, I think. At least I just know there wasn't a black person in that writers' room, so people just weren't for it. And then even like Supergirl tried to do, I think, a Black Lives Matters episode with Jimmy Olsen. It just like felt so out of place. It just was randomly inserted in the episode. It didn't make sense. Inside, like I think the Arrow one I didn't mind too much, but people weren't happy about it. Like which was the gun control episode. I didn't hate it, but once again, I'm not from America, so I wouldn't have felt as sensitive to it as some other people would have. I feel I'd be better if it just wasn't in there, just because I feel it's always going to be a miss rather than a hit. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be going for it anytime soon, to be completely honest. Naruto with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Naruto. Not every show has a cast like Arrow and The Walking Dead that hang out outside of set. I still have SG on Supergirl on Netflix. Also got to go see her. Thank you very much for that, Naruto. Yeah, not every show has like a close-knit cast like shows like Arrow and Walking Dead and some others like that. That's the thing with like Candace and Danielle. You shouldn't expect them to be hanging outside a set. Because as I said, the only actors from The Flash that really hang outside a set are, Candice Patton and Keenan Lonsdale, who plays Wally. So, yeah. And then Dell Entertainment with the $4. Thank you very much for that. Take on Accelerated Man, Don Allen or another Zoom. I don't know if we'll ever learn who the Accelerated Man is just because he's so, like, not used. It's a character that so many people are interested in, but he's never used on the show. I don't think it'd be Don Allen. It would be funny if it was Hunter Zolomon from that Earth, because a lot of people think that he will be. Or that he could be, at least. Hopefully we get to see more of him this season. I think at an interview at Comic-Con, someone asked about it. Not at the panel, but like in one of those, like the journalists talked to them. And they asked about the Accelerated Man. They said they have plans for him or something. Or they recognize the appeal in the character. I think that's the actual quote. The Flash and Supergirl musical crossover this year. There won't be a musical crossover this year. I highly doubt it. They would have announced it most likely already. What is Cal doing? He's just on the... You can see him there. I must have been blocking him before, but... There, you can see him. Right there. He's just having a lie down. Pagey do a face reveal at 300k. Yeah, because this is not my real face. Zangilios. Ooh. Yeah, poor Cal. Come here. I'll bring him up here for now. Hold on. Come on. Oh, you a big boy. Oh, I don't want to put him too close because he'll knock stuff with his head. But you gonna speak in the microphone? You idiot. Okay, I'll put him down. Oh, there you go. Being a good boy. Okay. Where is he wearing the cone? He got dissexed, so he's just got to wear that so he doesn't lick the wound and stuff like that. Evan with the $2. Thank you very much for that, Evan. What's the Flash cast drama? Essentially, to make it short and sweet. Candace unfollowed Danielle on Instagram like a while ago, but before that there was apparent drama between themselves. On what do you call it? What should I call it? On set and stuff like that, which obviously we don't know if that's 100% true or not. But yeah, like that's and like there's like even at Comic-Con this year, like Danielle got announced as a thingo, like what do you call it? A director and something. Oh wow, Vic88 with $100 donation. Vic, that's really generous, dude. Thank you very much for that. I love the show. Keep it going. We are the Flash. Thank you very much for that, Vic88. That's incredibly generous, dude. I can't thank you enough for that. That's extremely generous. But thank you very much for that, and hopefully you enjoy the content that I try to produce. I try to do my best, obviously. But thank you very much for that. Very generous. Yeah, she's going to be a director. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought because of Vic's very generous donation. But yeah, she's going to be a director in, is it 18? She's directing episode 18. Okay, that's interesting. At least it gives her a lot of time, I guess, to prep everything. So is the drama affecting their work, or is it more unconfirmed stuff? I doubt it'd be affecting their work. It might just be causing tension, like in certain scenes, maybe. But they're professionals; they're actors. If there were being issues on set, they'd get spoken to, as we've seen in other cases where people have been standoffish on set and stuff like that. Have I run out of my beverage? I have. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. Dog show you how to with $1 super Streamlabs donation. Do a small reboot. Get a new actor to play Supergirl. Now there's a new idea. Nicole Amber Main's Nia Now/Dreamer. Yeah, they could, I guess. But I think Melissa Benoist is a big selling point behind Supergirl, so it can be fairly hard, I think, maybe to sort all that out. I think if Melissa Benoist left Supergirl, they'd just cancel Supergirl, I think, maybe. I don't think they'd do anything else there. How much do I want for this mug? Well, I only bought it for $1, but I did have to buy some other stuff to get it for $1. So I don't know. I'm gonna say it's priceless. It's priceless. What was I going to look at? Dr. Cringe with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Dr. Cringe. Pagey, can you teach me how to make make intro if I email you? Well, the intro that I made, or that I use for my videos, is actually made by a different person. I'll have to I can get their, it's Film Learning. I will link their YouTube channel in the chat now. I'll spam it, so you might see it. You might have seen it late. Oops, that's probably the wrong link. It might be the right link. Tell me if that link works as well that I just spammed. It should. I'm hoping it does. That's who made my intro for me. So he's a fellow Australian, and he made that intro for me. So yeah. Where am I? So yeah, hopefully that's the. Well, I don't make my own intros and stuff like that. So he made that intro for me a while ago. So yeah. James Tankles. 2K, hopefully that's the correct way to pronounce it. Donated $5. Thank you very much for that, James. Why does Gideon sound different in the Time Vault than from the Wave Rider? It's a different Gideon. So the one in the Time Vault is voiced by Miranda Baccarin, who is in Deadpool. She's like whatever her name is, Deadpool's girlfriend in the Deadpool movies, and she's also on Gotham as Lee. So that's who voices the Time Vault Wave Rider. Time Vault Gideon, and the Wave Rider Gideon is voiced by Amy Pemberton, I think her name is, and she's like she ends up being like the real life Gideon that we see on Legends. So yeah. Trent D with the $2. Thank you very much for that, Trent. Best guess on the fake Green Arrow in season 7. I think the easy choice is Roy Harper. I think that's the easy choice. However, I think it'd be cool if it was someone like Konami Rhodes, who we know is going to be in the show. Obviously, it could be a different character name, but her casting name is currently Konami Rhodes. But yeah, I think it's hard to pick, but I think Roy Harper's the easy choice. And also Colton Haynes has said that Roy's different come season 7 of Arrow. So yeah, it could be him. Then Voltage with the $2. Thank you very much for that, Voltage. Who do you want to play the Reverse Flash in the DCU? My choice has always been Michael C. Hall. I've said that like for a while. You can, like my videos from 2 or 3 years ago, I've said that. So I'd be happy with him. And I can't really think of anyone else that I would want to play him, because I think he'd fit the role really, really well. Or if Matthew McConaughey would be cool. He's another popular fan cast, but I think I prefer Michael C. Hall. Sorry for clearing my throat. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through the chat of stuff I've missed. Sorry for me just like not talking. I'm just trying to scroll through the chat. I wish there was a Green Arrow live action movie. Yeah, so do I. I'd like to see them announce it, or at least have the idea of it. I think the Birds of Prey movie with Black Canary should hopefully steam up a Green Arrow movie. I think one of the early rumors was that Green Arrow was actually going to appear in that movie, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Grant Gustin has Ligma. R.I.P. Grant Gustin. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Am I excited for Glass? I am super excited for Glass. I'm a big fan of Unbreakable and a big fan of Split, so I wait to see what they do with this movie. And it's got an awesome cast. Sarah Paulson's from American Horror Story, and she's in the movie, so I can't wait. You would like Nora Allen to meet Oliver Queen and Cara Danvers in the crossover? I'd be surprised if Nora Allen is even in the crossover. I don't think they're going to be bringing a lot of the supporting characters over. What was I looking at? Am I into comics? How into comics am I? I wouldn't say I'm like extremely into comics. I don't read every single one. I find it just a task to try and stay up to date with every single comic that's out with main characters. So I try and currently I'm reading Batman Detective Comics, like Batman itself, then Batman Detective Comics, Flash, Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, Titans, not Teen Titans, just Titans. I was reading JSA, but I think that's over now. I think they ended that. And I am reading... There's one more I'm reading, Justice League. But I'm not reading Snyder's Justice League that's out now. I'm just reading old Justice League that was crap because I'm an idiot and decided to dedicate myself or commit to that run of the comic, and it's not that good. Hello, Alessandro Macaluso. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. What is the drama? I'm just wondering. Essentially, it was just some stuff between Candice Patton and Danielle Panabaker. If anyone wants to sum up in the stream what it is through text, it'd be greatly appreciated because I don't really feel like talking about it anymore. How many times do you think Nora went back in time? We know of 2. Well, actually, we know of 4. She went back 4 times. Every single time she showed up last season, she would have time traveled, I think. I don't think she would have stuck around in the timeline to wait for those certain points to pop up. What if Cicada is Caitlin's father? I don't think that's the case because they've casted two different actors. They've casted those two as two different roles. So I think if anything, Caitlin's father might have something to do with Cicada, but I don't think he will be Cicada. And also, Chris Klein, who's playing Cicada, is not old enough to be Danielle Panabaker's father. No way. New house, yeah, I moved in around a month ago. So, but I haven't been streaming. I've only streamed a couple of times on YouTube, so you wouldn't have noticed this. But yeah, I moved in here. I think it's a month on, probably a month on Thursday or something. Exactly a month. Thoughts on the new Venom trailer? I'm optimistic about it, but there is parts that just look a bit silly. It looks like they're trying to make a gritty, dark, R-rated superhero movie, but then trying to put in comedy as well. They're just like, Venom's not Deadpool, you know, like that. Venom isn't Deadpool. Wade Pagey, do you think that Ralph will be changing his suit? I think Ralph's suit is fine at the moment. They might do a little bit of changes there, but nothing much. What show is Apartment 4 from? Well, it's from The Flash, or We Are The Flash. However, for those new to the stream, we will be doing an Apartment 4 dedicated stream in the next 2 days, so get ready for that one. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. Cisco ain't leaving the show. He is in all 4 of the first... Yeah, the rumor that I've heard is that Carlos Valdes wants to leave at the end. He wants to wrap up this season of The Flash and go back into theatre and music. However, that's just a rumor. But, I don't know. We Are Venom actually makes sense. Thoughts on the Flash ring? It looks cool. I'm excited to see how it works, like all the CGI effects and stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to that. I heard a rumor Danielle would be leaving. It wouldn't surprise me if she left. Like, she's been shafted on the show. I don't think she's been treated that well in regards to her screen time. Didn't the Flash versus Reverse Flash happen in 2020 and not? No, it happened in 2024. Yeah. Should Titans join the Arrowverse? Probably not. I'd rather just keep. I'd rather the DC Universe streaming service have its own universe. So, Doom Patrol, that stuff, Swamp Thing, Stargirl, all that, just them in the same universe. Doesn't Carlos have a 7-year contract? It's a 7-year contract, but they can appeal out if they want to. Will Cicada be the main villain or just cover the first? I think he'll be the main villain. I think there's a lot of stuff going on this season where Cicada will just fill in the gaps and be the villain. Yeah, John, they're not talking about like they're going to literally pack up and leave right now, mate. They're talking about like at the end of the season they'll leave. That's what they're talking about. They're not saying like, oh, I quit, I'm leaving. It's about like end of the season. It's like with, Paul Blackthorne left and stuff like that. Is Cicada a speedster? No, he's just a metahuman. Thoughts on Teen Titans Go to the Movies? It's not out in Australia yet. It doesn't come out in Australia for like another month and a half or something. It comes out in here like middle of September. So we're getting Ant-Man and the Wasp here over in Australia with that movie. I think it's because school holidays are in middle of... No, they wouldn't actually, would they? School holidays, when do they start? No, there might be school holidays actually. There might be school holidays. Yeah, there's school holidays, I think, then. So maybe that's why it's not getting released till then. Any news on who will be playing Batwoman? No, but someone did bring up how the TCAs are in the next couple of days, if not today or tomorrow or something. So they might announce it there. However, I think they might just wait until like the shows come back and they actually start filming the crossover to announce what's going on there. When will I end the stream? I'm going to end the stream fairly soon. So I'll end the stream in about like maybe like 5-10 minutes or something. Super Fireman 101. Could Nora live in apartment 4? Well, as I said, Tube Titan, we're going to be going all over that in the next couple of days in that dedicated stream for apartment 4. So yeah. Batwoman doesn't sound right. I like Batgirl much better. Wasn't Batwoman around in the comics before Batgirl? I think she was. Like the older version. Thoughts on KSI versus Logan? I think Logan will win. I don't like either of them. Both of them are douchebags, but I think Logan will easily win. He's much bigger and stronger and just more athletic. Hello, Hooked Gaming. Welcome to the stream. So guys, I'm actually going to end the stream right here. So thank you to everyone that tuned in. We've been going for exactly an hour. But yeah, as I said, going to be doing that Apartment 4 dedicated stream in the next 2 days. So keep your eyes out for that. It'll be around this time in like 2 days' time. So whenever I started this stream today, in 2 days' time, we're starting it in the exact same time, roughly around that. So thank you to everyone that tuned in. Thank you to everyone that donated, especially Vic. That was a very generous donation. But thank you to everyone else that super chatted and just supported the stream and all of that, and just go and join in the discussion. Thank you to everyone that did that, and I'll catch you on the next stream, which, as I said, is Apartment 4, whenever that is. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.